Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, dear friends, and welcome to Divine Laws. I am Correa, and we are delighted to be here studying the very laws that guide not only our lives, but the entire universe out of the goodness of our sublime and supreme Creator. Tonight, we raise our thoughts of gratitude to God, to Master Jesus, and to Kardec himself. Since yesterday, April 18th, we celebrated the anniversary of the first publishing of the very book that we study and that continues to bring so much life and light to our reincarnation. What a blessing! Tonight we are going to celebrate the treasures of God's love for all of us by reading question 928 of the Spirit's book. We shall now begin by reading the question, followed by the answer. Then we will bring a couple of highlights to our attention and as well propose a therapeutic exercise to inspire us all. Hello, Slavic. It's wonderful to be in the gift of your company. And hello, everyone who has joined this current of divine light and hope, sustained by the mentors on high. Whether you are with us now or on demand, we are grateful to be together, thinking the good, feeling the good, and multiplying the good always. Let us then begin, dear friends. In question 928, Kardec asks, through the special nature of our natural aptitudes, God obviously shows to each one of us our vocation in this world. Don't many misfortunes come from the fact that we are not following the right vocation? Excellent and wise question posed by Kardec as always. Let us now hear from the mentor spirits. They answer to Kardec and to all of us in the following manner. This is true, and many times parents are the ones who, due to their pride or avarice, make their children deviate from the path outlined for them by nature, thereby compromising their happiness. They will be held responsible for having done so. The spirit mentors say so little, but they speak volumes with just a few words. Through this wise answer, we learn, dear friends, that we are but divine tutors of the children entrusted to us. And as such, we are going to be held accountable for what actions we choose to take with regards to the children under our guardianship. Oh, but Carol, aren't they our children? Biologically, yes, but spiritually, we are all children of God. And God grants us the mission of motherhood and fatherhood so that, says St. Augustine in the Gospel according to Spiritism, chapter 14, item 9, so that we parents guide our children towards God. And God, beloved friends, through his messengers of light and hope, wishes for us to acquire eternal virtues throughout each of our reincarnations. And our vocation or profession is part of the reincarnatory environment or context which God provides for us specifically and uniquely for certain virtues to flourish as we build relationships with important connections that we have with spirits that are connected to us through the tapestry of time. This is why going to a particular profession is important, because our profession, our vocation represents a pathway of redemption for us. We usually are called to work in a particular field where we can learn to serve, learn to be useful, and learn to do the opposite of what we have done in the past. For instance, the Senator Publio Lentulus, 2000 years ago, in the account of Emmanuel through Chico Xavier, was literally blinded by pride. He lost his incarnation due to the thirst for authority and pride. As a result, in the following reincarnation, he came in a subservient position. So God granted him that position so that he would have the opportunity to practice humility every day, the antidote for pride, which blinded him before. Another example: if a person, for instance, in the past has used their voice to hurt, damage others, to exert a false sense of authority, when that spirit reincarnates, they may be called to speak publicly, but speak publicly for the good, to be a motivational speaker, to be an educator, to be someone who trains others, to be someone who uses their voice for the good. In this way, through the avenue of our professions, we are educating ourselves spiritually, and we are redeeming ourselves from mistakes of the past by redressing them through service and love. This is why when we are granted the tutorship or children by God, beloved friends, we are to be aware that their calling for a particular vocation does not happen by chance. Usually, they are in that process recalling the divine plan established by God for them, and often the profession that they are called to follow or to embrace is a pathway of redemption for them. Let us then, dear friends, do the following exercise. Within the next 24 hours, let us look at the children in our lives, be our children or the children of other mothers and fathers, as spirits who are, first and foremost, children of God. And let us pray together so that the guardian angels who have prepared our reincarnatory plan and have accompanied us in the name of God for perhaps centuries can inspire us to fulfill our role in empowering that spirit entrusted to us temporarily to find their divine pathway in this life. Let us look at our children and ask our guardian angels or mentor spirits to inspire us as to how we can be useful towards their spiritual growth. Because if we impede or hinder their spiritual growth, our consciousness will ask us to be accountable for it. Yes, God will not punish us. Master Jesus will neither. However, our conscience will scream that we redeem ourselves. Yes, dear friends, in books by André Luiz through Chico Xavier, we see a few examples of mothers that, while incarnated, spoiled their children, and now they beg to return and to undergo hardships with their children so that their children and themselves can be re educated in order not to serve their own senses always, but to serve God first and foremost. Part of fulfilling our vocation is fulfilling God's will. So let us be respectful of our children, knowing that in the very book that we are studying tonight, Kardec explains that more often than not, our children are more evolved spirits than we are, because the following generation is very often meant to be better than the previous one. This is how the collective evolves. Being aware of this, let us invest in our children's eternal good and pray in the next 24 hours so that we are inspired to be instruments of God's will for them. Let us no longer wish to be the center of our children's lives. Let us wish that God becomes the center of their lives now and always. And let us hope together that we can learn to support them in their journey in building a closer relationship with God by fulfilling God's will. What a beautiful proposal from on high. So, with much gratitude in our hearts, dear friends, we wish everyone many blessings and we look forward to seeing everyone right here next time. In the meantime, please stay tuned to Kardec Radio because you know it. Here on Kardec Radio, we are always nourishing our souls. Bye for now, dear friends.